the one before we get to the complex one, I mean, I don't think that this is complex, but I think it was an interesting quiet off season, not quiet. It was a significant thing that happened in Portland is the change of the logo, which changed the identity of the team. And I was curious, Liz,
Finally.
I wanted to hear your thoughts on that. That was a pretty significant.
So say what you will about like any type of racial reasoning that they needed to change the logo, that they didn't need to change the logo, like whatever the heck you want to say, I don't care what your argument is. This logo change is a fantastic thing. Uh, any Portland fan who has ever worn a Portland jersey or Portland sweatshirt or anything having to do with the team outside of Portland is finally going to stop hearing, "Are you a Blackhawks fan?" Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I work for the San Jose Sharks for their 50-50. I wear a jersey when I'm off, which is usually, I catch like the last 5 or 6 minutes of every game, unless it goes into a shootout, which I'm like, fantastic. Overtime, I get to just watch more hockey. But I always change into a jersey. I have a Joachim Blichfeld Portland Winterhawks jersey, and I was like, perfect. He's on the team. He's in the organization. I'll wear it. I got in trouble one time for wearing an opposing team's jersey. And I got, told at the next game, they were like, hey, we don't mind when you wear a jersey, just don't wear it of another, NHL team. And I looked at them and I went, my Joachim Blichfeld Portland Winterhawks jersey that is a WHL team, I'm not wearing an opposing team jersey. And they're like, it's too close. And I was just like, okay. So now, not having to worry about that, I feel like every Winterhawks fan who doesn't, live in Portland or goes to a game outside of Portland is just going to be rejoicing. Just in general, having a specific team identity that isn't related to another, massive team is fantastic. We've been waiting for this for years.
Yeah, I was all over it. I saw the reveal and it's super slick and
it needs to be bigger.
It does.
Say that on the jersey, It needs to be bigger. It is a little too small for my liking, or they should have put some type of wording underneath it.
Yeah.
I will say though, the timing was hilarious because the day before the Giants dropped their new jersey,
it was not hilarious.
And then the Abbotsford Canucks dropped their logo. What is it? The same day?
We did have a little bit of a discussion where I was kind of pissed off about that. Especially because the Winterhawks have been touting this reveal for weeks.
Yeah,
everyone knows what's happening, right? You got to capitalize on the moment.
And the Abbotsford Canucks one was delayed by 2 weeks, and it just happened to line up right when Portland was doing theirs.
Yeah.
And then I think it was the most disappointing reveal. So.
100%. I'm not on.
I don't care. They should have waited.
Topic for another day, but yeah, the Abbotsford Canucks was very underwhelming. But I think the important thing as well, I mean, not to get controversial, but I think it's time for that change. Everyone's talked about the Blackhawks organization and the idea behind it there. If they want to use it and say that it's a tribute, I mean, it's obviously a lot different than what happened with, the Washington football team. I think that was a long time coming. Blackhawks is much different, but I think more than anything, like Liz was saying, it's just the fact that Portland can have their own identity now and have that cloud of constant controversy just disappear and just be able to focus on Portland hockey. I think is well worth the change.
Absolutely. I agree. I like the history that the logo has to Portland, and the importance of that history to the organization and just in general to Portland as a hockey town in general. But I think it is definitely time, and it has been time for several years, that Portland find its own identity and not just be the Chicago Blackhawks
of the
smaller.
WHL. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.